YouTube? It's your favorite guru from Timu. I haven't made a video in a minute, and I really been stuck. I don't know what I wanted to post, but we just hit a banger, and I know bangers. You know what I'm saying? We ended up hitting 5 racks today. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. Everybody ended up catching these buys. I told my students today. I said, I want to see previous week high. We are right there. So I knew how the Nasdaq been moving lately. We've been having some decent price action, and I ended up catching it. I did take a L before this, so I didn't get the full 5 racks, but I ended up touching like I lost. I ain't gonna lie, I lost a band, so I ended up touching like 4, but the full blown trade was a $5,000 trade. So yeah. Shout out to the Discord. First off, let's look over the Discord. I just want to show y'all boys the people in there. Make sure y'all boys join up. The WAP is gonna be in the description down below. Join up if y'all want to go in for that. Shout out to my boy Nas. Nas ended up he ended up getting wicked out. He got in before Chop. You get what I'm saying? And like he got in during Chop. This was the first entry right here, right? This was my first entry. I got in right here. And it ended up wicking us back out. Then I re-entered again. So yeah, that was the first entry right there. I was holding this because I knew we was gonna see previous week high. I said previous week high, I want that. You know what I'm saying? I want that. That's enough of me though. Let's look over in the Discord right quick. I sent the what's the name right here. Got our boy Malvin. He ended up catching 4 racks today. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even me. They just caught 4. It was him as well. You get what I'm saying? Then we got our boy Freddie. I don't know how much Fred cost. Ended up catching right here. But this was a clean buy trade. As you can see, everybody is on live markets. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trading live markets. If they're on paper trading or not, my nigga, they on live charts doing this stuff live. So if y'all boys want to learn, it's in the description. But let's go ahead and go over the trade today. First off, before we do anything, what is the main thing you want to do as a trader? When you get in here, what is your thing? Find out your bias. My thing was, okay, I need to understand what my bias is for today. And I was instantly bullish. Why? Because we had a draw of liquidity, which was previous week high. Okay. And as you can see, as soon as we get the previous week high, we're dipping right now. This is live trading. You know what I'm saying? This is live. So as soon as we got to previous week high, we ended up dropping down after that don't matter, but my main draw liquidity was previous week high. And since we were so close, and plus all week we have been doing nothing but pushing up. We did end up catching sales. I should have made a video on this because these sales were ate extremely well, but yeah, I didn't make a video on that. If y'all want a whole trade breakdown recap, because I'm up quite some bread this week. So if y'all want a full trade recap this Saturday, let me know in the comments, and I will tell y'all boys all of that. But as we can see here, though, we have been just straight bullish, just straight climbing, especially since this gap. We tapped into this gap, not fully into it, but halfway, and then we just instantly started rising, came back, pulled back, had our pullback right here, and instantly started rising again. So today I was extremely bullish for today. I wanted to see this volume profile, because a lot of y'all probably going to be wondering what this is. This is volume profile, and what I have started doing is using the anchored. Is it called Anchor? Yeah, the Anchor volume profile, and just been pulling up last week's volume profile, right? Because last week, usually we're going to be traveling to the week before that volume profile. You know what I'm saying? Our volume. We're going to be using last week volume as our kind of like footstool and stuff like that, if that makes sense. So that's why I brought this one up. And so all I do with this is I go to last week's Monday, which was right here. Last week's Monday. And boom, I draw that like that. There we go. And boom, there we go. This is how I get my volume profile. If y'all boys are just wondering how I got it, because yes, this is what I mainly use to catch my buys now, or my catch my entries and stuff like that. Now let's go over today's trade. Like I said, we have been bullish. I just showed you why I was bullish. You feel me? We opened up and we have only been climbing this week. So now today I wanted to see previous week high get taken. So boom, last night Asia session we ended up continuing pushing back up. London session we had our manipulation, right? And we also had a bullish SMT right here, which I was kind of expecting us to come down and take this low right here, come back down and take this low, because ES took Asia lows. ES ended up taking Asia lows, which is right here. You know what I'm saying? We ended up taking these lows. It didn't draw. Okay, there we go. Ended up taking these lows, which is right there. We ended up bouncing right off of that low and pushing back up. And NASDAQ did not do that. So I thought we were going to come back and take it, but we did it, right? So the next thing I ended up seeing after we got this SMT, of course, we ended up printing up like almost 138 points. This gave me my bias for the day, showing us that, okay, we want to continue bullish. Now, the next thing, after I seen that, of course, everybody, if you know my strategy, I'm not gonna leak it right here. But if you know the strat, you know what this volume profile thing is, and you know what we use for our interest. But right here, we ended up bouncing off this value area low, which was also a 5-minute for value gap right here, right? Which I don't just typically just trade just fair value gap. Oh, we got a fair value gap here. No, I just made sense of this trade with this fair value gap and that value area high. We were at a respected level, which was 145. We were at a respected level. Once we came to the respected level, we also respected this fair value gap right here, which is a breakout from this entry over here. And where we chopped out, we ended up breaking out. So this can be used as the demand zone, whatever you want to look at it. All trading is essentially the same. So the next thing is okay. Once we came back, we got this pullback and we held. My next thing was to look for a break past this high over here. I want to see us break past this high. And once we get that break past that high, I could be looking for buys, right? Because we held bullish buying pressure right now. My bias is already bullish. Of course, I want to see us continue up higher. I don't know if we had an SMT here. No, we didn't. But NASDAQ came down lower into this. Like NASDAQ was down here and ES was still up here. So, yeah, we didn't have a full-blown SMT, but yeah, NASDAQ did retrace a little bit lower, right? And it probably actually came. No, we definitely did not come into OTE of this range. Let me see. I didn't look at this. I don't think we came to OTE though. Yeah, we blew past OTE. I guess you can say we did come to OTE because we ended up closing above it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I typically don't be using OTE no more, which I should because it's a good tool to use. But yeah, ended up holding, and of course I didn't just enter off of the level. You feel me? I gotta stop doing that. Sometimes I just enter off of the level trying to bottom tick. Today I didn't do that. I waited for actual confirmations on this change of the state of delivery, or you could just look at this as a breakout, right? I caught this breakout trade of this choppy area. So let's just delete this. I caught this breakout of this choppy area right here, this chop. Once we broke out of this range, I ended up catching buys right here at the top of that range. Putting my stop was kind of wide today. I'm gonna be honest, stop was kind of wide because I had a feeling that we were going to have some deep retracements, like which we did end up getting. So I was into drawdown for a little bit. But once I seen that we came down and got this little, we respected this choppy area, which this is just considered balance. Once we respected this balance and we continued up higher, then I moved my stops up to this low right here, right? Stops went right back to that low because if we came back down to this low again or went past this low, we were going to go back lower, right? Of course. So that's why I put my stop loss below that level right there. And of course, target today was freaking previous week highs, almost 140 points today. Yeah, like I said, today was a really good day all the way from the bias. I understood my bias, had my bias set up. All those things were set up perfectly. We held bullish price action and we entered on we had a good entry point and a good reasoning for entering. My main thing I want y'all to take from this is we had an objective today. My clear objective was previous week highs, and that's what we ended up taking out. So when you trade, make sure you have an objective. That's how you can find your TP, and that would essentially help you figure out where you want the market to go and what you want to be trading for today. So since I had a objective which was previous week high, that objective, my main bias today was buys. You feel me? So once I seen that we was holding bullish price action already, since we already been bullish this week, but once I seen we was holding bullish price action, I'm like, oh, okay, I can just enter in for buy somewhere when I get a good confirmation. And what did we do? We came down, dip into this this previous this value area low. I could not think of the name. I had blank. Tapped into this value area low, into this 5-minute fair value gap. I think this is a 15-minute fair value gap as well. Yes, it is. Tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap. We began to chop. And once we got above this chop and we broke out of this range, that is when I caught the buys, right? Caught buy. Stop was pretty wide. I think this was a 30-point stop. I'm gonna be honest. This is double my stop loss. I've been telling y'all that if you've been watching for a minute, I've been telling y'all, okay, I need to have larger stop losses and be okay with risking a little bit more bread. So this was like a $700. Well, I used 2 contracts here. That's how it was. I got 1,000. But this was like a $800 risk. No, not 800. This was like $1,200 risk to make 5 racks. But the thing is, if you was just using one contract, this would have been like a $600 to $700 risk, which is right in my alley. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be risking too much, because if it does go wrong, and say it did, because we could have still went down here. The market I just want you to understand, the market can still do the opposite of what you think. Just because we had all of these things making sense, all of this made sense and stuff like that, like why we went up, of course you can be wrong. And so having a wide stop like that is a big risk to me. So this was kind of like, oh no, my bad for my dog in the background. That nigga don't shut up. But yeah, man, shout out to all of the students in the Discord, bro. Like I said, today was a really good day, really good trading day. It's been a really good week in my opinion. Like I said, the WAP and stuff like that, so y'all can join the Discord. It's gonna be down in the comments down below. It's a huge deal on it right now. I dropped that thing crazy. You feel me? So if y'all boys want my journals, where I be putting my notes and stuff like that, where I take a trade and all that, it's gonna be in the core. So make sure y'all boys join. But other than that, man, God loves y'all boys, man. I'll catch y'all in another video. Peace out.